All right, so now we're on to a new command, git restore. And this is actually a new command to Git. It's pretty new. It's not all that well known. So there's a lot of existing tutorials and videos and courses that don't mention it at all. Git restore takes some of the burden away from git checkout. It does, remember how I've said this a couple times, git checkout does a lot of things, and git switch alongside git restore, they both were introduced to try and take away some of that stuff from git checkout. So git checkout still does all that stuff, but now we have standalone commands git switch to switch branches and git restore that helps with undoing operations. As you've seen already, we can use checkout to switch branches. We can use checkout to check out earlier commits. We can use checkout, as we just saw in the previous video, to undo or discard changes. So it's kind of crazy. But restore is the new command. It sometimes honestly feels a bit clunky to me, but I'm going to show it to you now. So the first thing we can do with git restore is discard changes that we've made in a repository since the last commit. Basically the same thing I showed you in the last video. So if I make some changes in my file, let's say dog, I add a bunch of stuff again, I delete all of this, right? I write like whatever that is, dog. Okay, I make a bunch of changes. I haven't added or committed them. I type git status, right? I've modified dog, and I realize, you know what? I don't want any of that. I can type git restore and then dog.txt. I don't even have to reference head or anything like that. Just git restore and a file name, and it is going to restore my file, dog, back to what it looked like at head, where head currently is, at the last commit that we've made. So here we go. And there we are, dog.txt, back to where it was. So this is the same as what we did earlier, git checkout head dog.txt. It's just a little bit simpler. And then the other thing we can do is actually reference a particular commit and go back, so I could restore the contents of my dog file or my cat file or whatever I want to what it looked like 2 commits ago. So I'll show you that. This is why I said it's kind of clunky. We have to use the -- source option. So git restore, and then we specify a source. The default source is just head, as we saw. But we can specify a different source using -- source, and then either a commit hash or this, what do you call this? This syntax, head ~1 or head ~2 and so on. So let's try this out. It doesn't matter if I have stuff in here or not, but let's say I screw it up a lot. And I want to restore the dog file back to, I don't know, if this is head ~1. Let's go all the way back to here. I want to restore it to this commit. So this would be head ~2. This is head, back 1, back 2. So I can do git restore, -- source, head ~2, and then the file name. And whatever is in here, I have unstaged changes. I'm going to lose them, which I don't think I made a big enough deal about earlier, but those changes are gone. If I haven't added or committed those changes, if I lose those changes, Git has no record of them. So only use this if you are comfortable truly going back and getting rid of uncommitted changes that you have at the moment. All right, so here we go. Restore the contents of dog.txt to what it looked like 2 commits prior to head. And there we are, first commit. Now, that doesn't move us, right? If we type git status, we're still on master. If I type git log, we're still here on the last commit, the tip of the master branch. So we haven't gone back in time. We haven't time traveled, no detached head or anything. But dog.txt has been modified. So if I don't want that, if I want to go back to head on that file, I can still do git restore dog.txt. And now it goes back to the most recent commit. So we still lost, if we have a bunch of other stuff, that's going to be gone unless I add and commit that. But I can restore back one more time. Let's go git restore, and then I'll do it to both files. So -- source, head, and then I believe it's ~3, and then I'll do cat and dog. Oh, nope, I guess there is no head ~3. It is, it's head ~2. Well, here we are, first commit, first commit on both of them. And then if I really didn't want to do that, or let's say I want to take cat back to where head is right now, git restore cat. And there, cat goes back to where head is. Dog is still back 2 commits prior. Okay, so again, this is a very silly example, but I wanted to do something obvious where we knew this came from the first commit, this came from second, this came from third, and this, having 2 files makes it easier to demonstrate. So there we are. That is using git restore, at least one use of it. In the next video, I'll show you another use of git restore, but so far what we've seen is that basically this is another way of doing what we've already seen how to do with git checkout, where with git checkout, we have to specify head and then a file name, and checkout does a million other things, so it's confusing. Restore is a lot more narrowly focused. It does really, well, I guess 2 things, but so far we've seen 1. And by default, it will restore based upon head. We don't have to provide that, or we can provide a source with -- source, and then specify a commit hash, or use this syntax. Okay.